Good morning from Berlin. I'm Firaz, CEO and founder of Carbon Mobile. I'm extremely excited to be here with you today. It's been a long and challenging journey to get to this point. The impact of COVID over the last 12 months especially tested the resilience of our company as well as the entire tech industry. However, I'm incredibly proud to lead a team that against all odds are breaking the rules to bring you exciting new technologies. In an industry that's stagnating in material innovation and ignoring its responsibilities towards sustainability, we exist to accelerate change for the better. Our mission is to achieve the seamless balance of human advancement and the preservation of the planet for future generations. To make this a reality, we have to look beyond. We're inspired not by what everyone is building today, but by the technologies that must exist tomorrow. Devices that are thinner, lighter, stronger, and more sustainable. A methodology we call the future standard. This is a great moment. After 5 years of research and development, I can finally present to you the realization of our vision. The Carbon One Mark II, perceived by the industry to be the impossible. This is the world's first smartphone powered by carbon fiber technology, and it's coming to Europe this month. This is the result of material science and German engineering colliding to reignite miniaturization and create the lightest and thinnest smartphone possible, weighing only 125 grams, an incredible 33% lighter than the competition. And it's just 6.3 millimeter thin, is 25% slimmer than the competition as well. Advanced materials like carbon fiber has driven high-performance applications in the world's most advanced sectors. They have made aviation more efficient, Formula One racing lighter and faster, and will one day take us to Mars. Despite the material's incredible potential, it has historically been ignored in personal electronics. The view is that it's too expensive, slow to produce, technically impossible to work with for connected devices. Where they see problems, we see opportunities. Lighter than aluminum, stronger than steel, and more versatile than plastic, carbon fiber offers a blank slate for our engineers. Led by minimalist Bauhaus design principles of form follows function. And being true to our material's advanced qualities, we have crafted devices where beauty is derived from its engineering. Utilizing carbon fiber, incredible strength to weight ratio, and inspired by the Formula One engineering, the Carbon One Mark II is the first smartphone to feature a carbon fiber hybrid molded monocoque chassis. This means that all internal hardware of the device secured into one body with watch-like micrometer precision. It's more than just a structural skin. It also plays the role of the device's nervous system, featuring critical embedded smart technologies, including our patent-pending Hurricane technology and a smart thermal solution. We use only what's completely necessary in our devices to save every gram and millimeter. Working with carbon fiber, you just need 0.6 millimeter of materials to create a robust, lightweight body. The carbon fiber is celebrated in the finish of the design, left exposed to show the working of structural skin on display. This puts an end to all imitation covers and fake carbon fiber design in smartphones. This is the real deal. A carbon fiber smartphone is simply impossible. That's what we have been told again and again, despite its advanced properties for creating robust yet lightweight structure. Carbon fiber is also electromagnetic conductor, making it unusable for connected devices. After 4 years of research and development, our revolutionary process has achieved what no other manufacturer has done before. For the first time, our patented Hurricane technology fuses carbon fiber with complementary radio-enabled composites to make connected devices possible. In the last 12 months, we have perfected this technology even further, and now the patent has been filed and I can finally share with you. We developed an innovative 3D ink-printed electrical grounding process that reduces RF radio noise, and improve ESD functionality. This eradicates our final connectivity challenges associated with this material. A big question I get asked, how scalable is this technology? Well, we are here to innovate and iterate where others can't. 3 years ago, this carbon body would have taken 3 hours to produce. In the last 6 months, we have reduced the production time through hybrid molding process that takes 30 minutes only. We expect in the next 2-3 years to be in a position where composites are truly competitive to plastic and metal in production lead times. Today, skilled craftsmanship still plays a vital role in the production of each Carbon 1 Mark II device, ensuring the value is not just in the material itself, but also the attention to details invested in each device. Using only the finest carbon fiber materials sourced from Germany, the body begins life with a skilled engineer hand-cutting the materials and carefully preparing and monitoring the hybrid molding process throughout. The end result is a beautifully crafted device finished with a durable grade A coating system from Switzerland that was perfected for the premium automotive sector. It's time for the industry to take sustainability seriously. Unrecycled plastics and difficult to recover metals are the industry standard in smartphone engineering, driven by the desire for the cheap and quick rather than what's right. They contribute to a global e-waste pile of 50 million tons annually. By using advanced composite production, we have created a device that has less than 5% plastic in its parts. And unlike cheap throwaway plastic, carbon fiber are highly valuable, both in production and at the end of life. Carbon Mobile utilizes this value in our design thinking. When it's time to recycle the Carbon 1 Mark II, it simply can be broken down into its raw materials, ready to be used in the development of future carbons or other industries. And this is just a start. Carbon fiber is merely the flag bearer for the role of composites in tech. Like what the Tesla Roadster did for the electric vehicles, the Carbon 1 Mark II shows the application of radical new design thinking for the future materials we rely on. In the next 10 years, we will see an era of carbon neutral composite. The technology is there, and research centers in Germany are leading the way. For example, the TU University of Munich has developed a revolutionary new materials, they call it green carbon fiber. Still in early stages, this process creates 100% bio-based carbon fiber from algae-derived oil. The amazing thing is, the processes we're developing today will ensure these materials can be adopted quicker to accelerate the more sustainable future of personal electronics. Sustainability was always a priority in the design of the product and the packaging. When it comes to packaging, reducing to the necessary, the Carbon 1 comes with a USB-C cable and no more. Like the Carbon 1, the box is designed to be as light and thin as possible, further reducing CO2 emissions in delivery. To support sustainability further, it's made entirely from monopaper materials, which can be easily recycled at home. Let's talk about the specs. The Carbon 1 Mark II does not compromise. Inside the thinnest and lightest smartphone is a device packed with a flagship performance to meet the demand of today's users. We're shipping with Android 10 vanilla, with Android 11 upgrade coming in Q3. We promise regular updates and security patches for up to 3 years. And it comes with a beautiful camera system, allow you to take stunning photos and videos in 4K definition. A true AMOLED display protected by Corning Gorilla Glass fixtures. On top of that, all the battery power you need to keep you going. So, how can you get your hands on the Carbon 1 Mark II? I'm very excited to announce as of today, we are opening pre-orders on our website, carbonmobile.com, and with our incredible launch partners in the markets of Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Belgium, and Netherlands. Their belief in the product shows a desire to bring innovative new technologies to the market and the readiness to help accelerate the era of advanced materials. Starting this month, devices will be available in Germany, Switzerland, in the stores of Otto, MediaMarkt, Conrad, Digitec, Galacos, and Amazon. In Belgium and Netherlands, we're starting with Mobiel, Fnac, Van den Boer, and Belsimple. This is just the first announcement, and we will be opening in new markets in the months to come. We know this device has to be seen to be believed. The good news is, from the 15th of March, you will be able to visit one of our partner stores in these countries, hold carbon for yourself, and feel how thin a light it is. For those of you who are in countries that are not mentioned, you can, of course, purchase through carbonmobile.com. This is just the beginning of Carbon Mobile. In the next 12 months and beyond, the technologies we're developing will revolutionize devices and sectors far beyond the smartphone. And from Q4 2021, they will be made here in Germany. This is our commitment to build a true European response to a market dominated by Asia and the US. Together with you, we see big expansion on the horizon as we look to accelerate the adoption of thinner, lighter, stronger, and more sustainable technologies of tomorrow to deliver the future standard. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Martin. I run a tech YouTube channel called Tech Altar, and I've been playing with the Carbon 1 Mark II for a while now, and I'm very excited to talk to Firas and Catherine as well.
Hi, I'm Catherine Bischoff. I'm the Chief Relationship Officer here at Factory Berlin. We are a community of over 4,000 talents, startups, founders, investors, and corporate innovators. Firas is a proud member here, and so I'm very excited to talk to him today and hear about the proverbial roller coaster and journey of being a founder. I'd like to start by asking you about why you're here in Berlin. Why Germany, considering the background that you have?
Well, I chose Germany and Berlin specifically for different reasons. 10 years ago or 11 years ago, I had a semester exchange here. And I was truly inspired. For me, Germany is a stamp of quality and when it comes to engineering. So, and since then, I wanted to come here. There was no opportunity. I moved to Dubai eventually after the war in Syria. And then from there, at my last years, I started Carbon Mobile. It was not a brand. It was just like the prototyping phase. And then I decided that we wanted a place. We wanted really a place where we want to grow and we see the potential for a brand. And we selected Germany because of industrialization and because of what's happening in terms of composites, carbon fiber technologies. It's super advanced. It's like #1 in the world, and also sustainability. There is it's one of its core values in Germany. And selecting Berlin itself because it's like awesome city, and also there is amazing startups here. And it's one of the best ecosystems for startups in Europe, I would say, even in the world. And also for me personally, it gave me the freedom that I need because there is really high sense of freedom that I was looking for as well. So that's why Berlin.
So you started in 2016 and you're finally now market ready. What were your biggest challenges that you had to overcome in getting here today?
Wow, it's a big question actually, because it's so many challenges. Starting a hardware startup is definitely not easy. Starting a hardware startup that does smartphone is even much harder. One of the biggest challenges I would say was investment and also some lack of knowledge. I'm completely an outsider from the smartphone industry as well. So I have to learn the process. But being an outsider really helped us innovate because we didn't have the rules, we didn't have a guideline, we didn't have a cookbook. But then along the way, we start to meet people who like been there, done that on the industry from the like top brands who used to work there, working with us. The belief, I would say, a lot of people didn't believe that we can make it. And that was very, very challenging for us. But eventually we did.
You're clearly in love with carbon fiber, and I think the technologies that you've developed are quite impressive. My question is, why did you decide to develop a smartphone instead of another type of product? And why not become, for example, a supplier to other companies instead of working on your own product instead?
Yeah, okay. These are two big questions. The first one, we decided to build a smartphone at the beginning because we were looking at what kind of product we want to build for the, like, what is next. I used to build a lot of prototyping and a lot of conceptual tech, and I wanted something that's really, it was for me the time that I wanted to build something that's accessible within people's hands. And what's more tech product that goes in everybody's hands is a smartphone. From there, we were really also choosing is it a smartphone, is it tablets, or earphones, but then we decided, okay, you know what? If we really can build a smartphone, we can pretty much build everything because smartphone is one of the most complicated consumer electronics products. It combines all kind of tech, all type of sensors into an extremely compact design that needs to be so durable for a couple of years at least. So we said that if we manage to do that, then we will be able to do other things. Then from there, we could have done like there was an opportunity definitely, which was be much easier if we would be a tech supplier, like a material supplier, technology supplier. But we have really the ambition that to build a brand ourselves. We want to. We saw an opportunity that a lot of the big companies wouldn't take these materials yet, wouldn't take these high-tech materials that will bring miniaturization to the market, and we felt it would take a brand like us, maybe, where we build the brand, and we have a very interesting design, and we have a great concept for the brand, and we have a niche customers who we want to start with. We decided that if we build a brand, and then later on we can open up our technology for others. So it's pretty much like the Tesla model, I would say. If you look like maybe 15 years ago, 18 years ago, Tesla also started from their own lab, let's say, and they built the Roadster first, and that Roadster become kind of the standard of what will come next in the whole industry. So electric cars that now are available everywhere, but it all started from that era. And we believe the Carbon 1 Mark II is our Roadster, and this will be the stepping stone of what's next.
And the Tesla Roadster had a pretty crazy fan base. It was a small niche fan base, but they were very excited and very enthusiastic. So in your case, who is excited about a carbon fiber mobile phone?
Yeah, well, in our case, we have really crazy fans who've been with us for the last 3 years, some of them. Since we started the first announcement back in Mobile World Congress in 2017, we got some media traction, organic, and then from there, a lot of customers who started to be very interested in this. Those people, some of them extremely enthusiastic about carbon fiber in general and composites. Not specifically the material, but more towards the application. Usually carbon fiber is a material that's used in high performance applications. So if you're going on a high speed sailing boat, using skiing or playing tennis, or for your big Formula One fan, for example, all of these industries have one thing in common: carbon fiber. If you are a big fan of space and SpaceX and NASA, it's carbon fiber always what takes rockets to the space. So we got a lot of people who are interested from all these domains, coming from different places. And then we have people who are interested in other USPs as well of the product. Thinnest, lightest, some people looking for that. So we have some of our fans who are doing this Ironman racing, and then they want something super light, because every gram for them matter, and they want to save that weight. And some of them are high-speed bikers and in the cycling industry. So all of these people want that.
So thin and light is obviously a selling point. However, it is also sort of a trade-off. So you focused on very advanced materials, but didn't focus so much on, the latest chip or having 5G or foldable phones or whatever. What makes you think that this is the future and not all the things that the rest of the mobile industry is chasing after?
Well, to be fair, I wouldn't say that we choose this specification on purpose. Of course, we would love to have the 5G super duper latest chipset. It's not easy. It's really not easy. This project would have cost any company $50 million, $100 million. And we are just a startup. We just started. We have really the ambition to deliver this to the market first. And again, the Roadster, when it started, it was not the most complete car, but it has the core functionality that everyone was looking at for the core fans that they have. And this product now is targeting specific niches, and maybe they're a big niche or a small niche, but at the same time, it's not targeting for people who want to benchmark this product against others. So if you're planning to put some software like Untitled or something and benchmark it, don't buy Carbon. Simple as that. But if you want a good performing flagship smartphone, you can play games, you can have streaming, YouTube, anything you want. It does have fast charge. It does all the functions that you need in daily life, and it have a very good battery, and it have a very decent camera. We don't have all the features on camera, night shots, etc., but we have a very good quality camera. It's for those type of people that we are addressing at the beginning. Eventually, we will go for the Mark III, and over there, hopefully, you can see this the Carbon One Mark III competing with the latest flagship in the market.
So you said as a startup, there's a lot of challenges in sourcing the right components and like getting all the little bits to come together to build the dream product that you want to build. What would you say? What were your biggest challenges, and how did you try to overcome them?
I would say the biggest two challenges we have was always the supply chain and investment. This is really the whole thing. On the investment side, although a lot of people would see the potential, but a lot of them would see also the big amount of risk. And immediately we put in the comparison against Apple and Samsung, which is great because they truly see that. They're not comparing us to a very cheap smartphone or another company with a cheaper product. They can see that where we are set, our bar. We do have our niches, but when it comes to supply chain, it's the what we call it MOQs, minimum order quantities. You go to a supplier, you discuss and you share drawings and you go back and forth with them, and then at the end of the day, they tell you, yeah, your MOQ is 5 million units, for example. And that was one of the biggest challenges because we wanted to deliver high quality components as well, and we cannot do it with like cheap, low quality components. So getting a high quality display, AMOLED display with really amazing colors inside was a big challenge. Getting the latest Corning Gorilla Glass fixtures was extremely big challenge. But we really have to take a different approach with suppliers. We have to pitch to them as we pitch to investors, because and of course you need to be lucky. Some suppliers, they don't simply talk to you, even you don't meet the managers. But once we get the opportunity to pitch to them and present the whole product, they see the ambition and they see seeds of this becoming big. Some of them, they believed in that, and some of them, they kicked us out after wasting 2 or 3 months working with them. They said, sorry, we cannot take your quantity. But the others who believed, they're still carrying on and holding for us for the last 1.5 years of R&D and development. It's really incredible. They put so much resource as well. They invested from their side. And that goes across from suppliers that we're working with proudly in Germany and in Switzerland and also in China. It's we got a great support on that. Supply chain is definitely not easy, because although you have smaller quantity, you get less amount of prioritization. You know, for example, 1 month ago we were challenged with a Chinese holiday that's coming, Chinese New Year, and simply there was the market was so many orders happening to all suppliers, and we were kind of last on the queue, and we need to push a lot daily basis to get our things done quickly. And these are the biggest challenge we see, and that's what you see kind of unfair for startups, because that really applies to a lot of hardware startups, that even a lot of founders that I know in the hardware industry. Yeah.
So you announced 12 months ago that you were launching a product, and then COVID hit, which has had huge implications, of course, to the tech industry. We saw fall of sales. How have you survived? How have you kept going?
Well, yeah, this was really difficult. It's really, it was extremely sad moment, because 4 years of work, 4 years of waiting for the moment that we want to launch, and 3 months later we want to ship. And we were completely planning for that. We took some risk as well when we launched, because we needed final step of investment that we were planning to raise. We got the distributors on the pipeline, we got the media, but then everything went on halt. So comes end of March, where we were closing investment almost, and then immediately everyone said, okay, we need to stop. We talk in 15 days, and 15 days they said, we talk in 3 months, and we realized that we are in a big trouble. So we have to reschedule stuff. We have to talk with our, we have commitments towards suppliers, toward distributors, toward retailers. So we have really to reschedule everything, and it comes almost like Q3 was the worst happened to us, in terms financial to be able to carry on, and financial to be able to finish a product, because we were on the final step, but we just need to do final cycle of testing and final cycle of certification. However, on the other side, on the positive side of that, when COVID happened, especially in China, we were working like on extremely high speed before COVID. And we do have some issues related to scalability, because we used to have a production process that was extremely slow in a way that it used to take 3 hours per device, per carbon body to be produced. So, and it was like having some quality issues. Not every unit is the same, so we need to discard a lot. There's a big yield rate issue. And then comes COVID starting in China, we realized maybe that's the time, it's an opportunity to take it and try to do what we wanted to do for the next version, but do it now. And we said, okay, maybe it will take 3 months, 4 months for China to recover. We have 3 months that timeline. So we changed completely the process. We found new suppliers. We made sure that all the suppliers and our team and all the engineers working agree on one solution for the future build that we want to do. And then we built the tooling, we built the product, we built samples, we did testing. In 4 months, just 15 days after China was back, we were ready. And we kept iterating, and we got much more improved process. Right now, our process is down to roughly around 3 minutes in the forming and molding, and then total 30 minutes to get a completely final finished painted unit completely. And that's really incredible. And that's really the signal of why other companies didn't want to tap into composites, because it takes so much time. But we managed to, we have ideas for the future and how we want to make it faster. We just accelerated that by 1 year completely. Comes end of Q4 2020, luckily we managed to get the investment that we need, and we managed to finalize the product, certify the product, and then we're very glad that we start shipping to the very core group of carbonizers. We call them carbonizers, our fans, and they got the Founder Edition, and that just happened a few days ago.
So you've developed this new antenna, the new manufacturing process, everything. How do you make sure that now that you have put all the work in and all the effort, how do you make sure that somebody doesn't just look at this phone and replicate it?
I mean, I will be impressed if somebody easily replicated. This is not easily replicable, and I will explain a bit what's going on in there. But also, what we see ourselves as Carbon By is that we are leading the adoption of these materials. We're not making it limited to us. We really want everybody to start using it. So we will be happy when we see, of course, after we launch, when we see other companies adopting these materials. We truly see that plastic and metal should stop. And we see that composites should be the future because miniaturization is important. Thinner, lighter, stronger products are important. This is the way always things evolved, whether in automotive industry, aviation, personal electronics. And of course, most important is sustainability. You really need to have very sustainable products and using the right materials and things that can be coming from more greener sources, but also that has a recycling phase, an afterlife phase afterwards. So we think that in the future, other companies will adopt it eventually. The next 10 years, by 2030, we will see composites everywhere. It's just about how fast and who will hit it first and who will lead to put that first. Again, we see ourselves the Tesla of this industry, that we are putting these composites first to the industry, and then everyone would come and take it. There is a licensing model, and we discussed actually with big companies approached us. And we already in discussions with them, and we told them we don't want to license yet until we ship, and then we can discuss a licensing model. And yeah, so why this is very difficult, because carbon fiber was not scalable, as I told you first, is that it takes 3 hours. But then we managed to get it down to roughly around 4 minutes in the forming process, and then 30 minutes to completely finalize it with CNC and paint and coating. But at the same time, the carbon body is a monocoque design. This is not only a back panel. This is not a cover. This is a brain. This is completely the nervous system. What's different is that from other smartphones in this product is that you usually have multiple parts doing multiple functions. So one part is for the cosmetics, which you see, and the other part is for the antennas, and another part maybe for the grounding and structure. But our bodies actually combines high-performance cosmetic finish coating system coming from Switzerland, and the carbon fiber materials and the whole molded parts is coming from Germany. That gives the mechanical requirements for high precision watch-like precision. It's micrometer precision, plus the grounding solution and the what we call the Haricum technology, which we invented and which help us to solve this whole antenna that you see on the V shapes on the top and the bottom. This helped us with the antenna windows, and then the grounding solution that maybe you would see later on a video where you see that like the inking 3D printed inking lines inside the device. So it's really working like a nervous system between cosmetics, mechanical, electrical solution, and even thermal diffusion.
What is your ambition with Carbon Mobile? Where do you see it in 5 years?
We see ourselves as the true European alternative for personal electronics. I remember when I was younger, there was like Nokia, Siemens, all these brands, and then iPhone took over, and then now you got all the Chinese and Asian brands. And unfortunately, we don't see things coming from Europe with like this amazing European minimalism and German type of quality, for example. We are here in Germany. And we see ourselves as the new European alternative that provides, that really values the values of Europe from sustainability and privacy. And we want to grow. We really want to grow. We see ourselves in 5 years, maybe 10 years, that we will be taking a world lead.
Do you have a roadmap of the future to share in terms of products? What do you envision? Would you stick with making like regular smartphone-shaped smartphones, or foldables, or tablets, or smartwatches, or laptops, or what's next?
We were really inspired by Westworld TV show. You see there was like a tablet that is super thin and light and foldable, and even transparent. And that was a big inspiration for the team. And you see that in different TV shows and movies. We got that inspiration. We want to make things super light, super thin, super strong, and even flexible. So even there was some core people in our team who worked for somehow to Apple and even Motorola, BlackBerry, Nokia. Some people joined specifically because I get asked, I love this, it's so cool, but the future can be foldable or rollables. Are you going to do that? I was like, yes. And then they said, I join, because they see the future in those. But the problem with foldable, they're almost like double-sided smartphone. It's two smartphones sticking together, double the weight, double the thickness. So imagine this technology that we see here today, with shaving a lot of weight and a lot of thickness and a lot of materials as well on a foldable. So eventually we're getting there. We want to go there. R&D is super expensive, so hopefully with the Carbon One Mark II we get successful with good success to be successful also in sales. That will open up a lot of opportunities to get the right partners, because you need the technology as well of the folding display or rollable display. That's definitely on the pipeline, and we have much more in the pipeline. We are focusing mainly on personal electronics. So the whole ecosystem of personal electronics will be the future for us. Hello. All right, we're live. Hi, everyone. Sorry, there was a technical issue. I think there was a small cut in the video, but we carry on. We start the Q&A now, and they will be with us, Jamie as well.
Hello, everybody.
Hi. So this is Jamie from London. This is our team. He's supposed to be here as well, but due to COVID, hard to travel. Super excited, very pumped, and the team is really excited. We've been working long hours for the last few months, especially the last week as well. But also happy to answer your questions today. We got some questions, Jamie?
Yeah, so Klaus has answered some of those questions that have come through, so thank you, Klaus, for that. Yeah, so let me just read out some of them. So Solano has said, does this phone use pure Android, or is it customized? I think you mentioned that, Firaz, but do you just want to clarify?
Yeah, indeed. We mainly use stock Android, like it's vanilla Android, but we do our own customization, very minimal customization. The reason for that is mainly to make sure that we carry the software updates as soon as they are up from Google, so you have them as soon as possible. So there will be more customization coming later, but it will be very light on Carbon 1 Mark II.
Thank you. And it's a really good question from, how do I say this? Navarrito. Some great YouTube names out there. Do you have plans to share this tech with other manufacturers?
Oh, that's a good question. We do, and we did already. We discussed with some of the brands who wanted to collaborate with us. We decided not to do it yet. We want to ship our product first, but that's something on the pipeline. We do have the ambition that the composite materials will be available widely. I believe in the next 10 years it will be everywhere. So whatever we patented and we worked on development will be available later for other brands. And the future, you will see more miniaturization and more sustainable products coming.
Great. And a question from Vile. What about other colors? Other colors, maybe black?
Well, that's your favorite, Jamie, right? Well, there was a big discussion inside the team about bringing more colors, a more settled version that more for the mass market. This will come. So again, the Carbon 1 Mark II is really our roadster. And it has to have this shape of originality. It's like you see the naked carbon fiber in your face. You can touch it. It has this 3D feeling, and it has this even 3D visualization when you hold it. It's so impressive. We wanted that to be available for people for the first time, to start to have awareness of what is new in the market. Eventually, we will have different colors as well coming in the future. We're not sure yet about the roadmap for Carbon 1 Mark II. Maybe there is something, but for the coming generation, we will have something new.
Okay, thanks, Firas. And this is the big question from the same guy. Actually, sorry, no, it's from Navarrito again. The last one was from Weil. Do you think it's actually possible to make a future smartphone in Europe?
That's not possible completely, because you have chipsets and ICs coming from all over the world. You have materials coming from across the whole world, definitely. But you can kind of bring back some parts to Europe, like the assembly, which is very, very essential step that we're taking it seriously at Carbon Mobile. We do have plans, unfortunately. We wanted to accelerate that really quickly, like in Q2, and due to COVID, a lot of our engineers cannot travel back and forth between Germany and Asia, for example, and that makes it a delay. In Q4, that will happen, as I said in the keynote. 100% made in Europe. I think that's far away from now, because a lot of the tech is coming from the US as well. Even when you see it's in China, it's coming from ICs are coming from the US. Main technologies are coming from there as well. So of course, it's a combination of the whole world technologies combined.
Great. And what about plans for future things like 5Gs and foldables? What have you got in mind for that? And that one's from Antonio.
5G definitely on the pipeline. This is for the next generation smartphone. We believe that this will be ready. We make sure that this will be ready whenever the infrastructures across Europe, for example, and worldwide also are getting ready. Yeah, that will be for the next generation, probably. Foldables, we are working on some cool stuff internally, because some key people inside our company believed in that. And that's why they joined the company, and they wanted to see the future foldable, because the moment we have a realization of Carbon 1 Mark 1 even, we've immediately felt that the future foldable should be like this, super light and thin, because whenever you hold a foldable, it's so heavy and very thick. So it make a lot of sense to jump on that. It's definitely a big step for us because it's a huge amount of R&D and development and cost, and of course requires a great partnership. So hopefully with the Carbon 1 Mark II, with the sales that we grow more, and also we grow our network of partners who will support us with such technologies for the foldable displays, where we can focus on our core strength, which is material science.
Okay, and this leads from that question from Roman. What are the sales plans for this year? How many sales are you aiming for with the Carbon 1 Mark II?
Well, we cannot tell the whole story here. We do have our forecasts and projections. It will be it's really limited to the carbon fiber production itself. So the technology is still to be more matured over time. So right now we're aiming for the tens of thousands, not yet hundreds of thousands. For next year will be that, and the year after will be in the above million we can do, in like the units of millions. But right now that's the objective.
So Firas, I've got a question for you around the sustainability aspect. In the presentation, you talked about green carbon fiber and what's happening with the Technology University of Munich. How far have you got into these kind of conversations? What are the avenues that you're exploring for green alternatives to carbon fiber? Well, sorry, to plastics and metals.
With the discussion about green carbon fiber coming from green algae directly it's still like kind of like the alternative meat coming from the lab, and it's too slow. So we looked at other options as well that we really want to accelerate it and move faster. So we looked at recycled parts coming from carbon fiber and the afterlife of that. And we looked also at a different type of fibers. We don't want to tell the whole story yet, but there is a lot of things that on the pipeline. Flax fiber is a big potential for us on the next as on the pipeline for material development. The approach will be always focused on composites, where we bring the best out of, when you have a matrix of two different materials, to bring the best out of them. We believe that composite will be the future, and natural composite and bio-based composites will be the way to go for us.
Great. A question from Anna Marty. What about the meaning of the name? Why is it called the Carbon 1 Mark II?
That's a good question. We looked at naming conventions where we were inspired by space when we first were looking how to have a naming convention for our product. We feel that it's confusing when you have products with S1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 21, and it keeps going. So we wanted Carbon 1 to be always consistent for smartphone, and especially for this form factor that we have. For example, foldable can be another number. And MK stands for the version, the generation that you're getting. Now, some people might ask, where is Mark 1 then? Well, Mark 1 was an internal build that we did first, where we excite people, investors, partners, retailers, operators to be ready to jump on board, to validate this product. And everyone liked it, and then we decided to build a production-ready product that can be shipped, and that was the Mark II. It's coming from a space naming convention for the rockets, and also we see that in Germany, that something happened for the BMW. Also, they use the MK name convention.
Great. And what about accessories, covers and screen? That's from Bilal.
There will be accessories for Carbon 1 Mark II. We will support that. We don't expect that the whole industry, from accessories industry, will jump on board immediately and try to build everything for us for the Carbon 1 Mark II, because this will be still let's say an exclusive product, right? So we will support that system at the beginning. There will be a different type of accessories that will look great with your product. Yeah.
Okay. There's a question again from Anna, actually, about the battery. We see a 3,000 milliampere battery in just one regular rear camera. what are the reasons we don't see a bigger battery or more ambitious approaches in cameras?
The battery choice was we tested the device and we saw that this device can last for like the whole day mostly. As an average user, you're playing games, streaming, etc. So there's no issue with that. The battery fits so well. I think the competition on battery in the market is the same thing: adding more cameras, adding more battery, adding bigger battery capacity. Is the reason that there is no innovation, and just adding more because you want the next generation to come to the market. That's where we're talking about the competitors here. And that's where we see our edge. So we might, in the next generation, add more battery, but we wanted to have this form factor first. There's no compromise on this device in terms of battery. We know, we tested it, it works so well. In terms of camera, we do have a dual lens camera system that supports portrait as well, and it has a great configuration. This device is made to take good quality pictures. It mainly is not made for like we don't have this telelens and etc. yet, and hopefully for the next generation we'll support that.
That's for us. So this one's from ex-techie. And a really good opportunity for us to talk about something very special to our heart, which is the founder program. Do you have any reviewer program in place? And I feel this is much important for new brands.
Well, I will talk a little bit, but I'll let you also tell a little bit about the founder program because you take the ownership of that program. Mainly, yes, we do have an internal founder club. It's the Carbonizer community that we have, and these people belonged to Carbon for the last 3 years, and they received their devices actually early on. They were like the internal believers and testers of the product, and we got amazing reviews. We were really impressed. Of course, we figured out some issues and we're solving them related to software, and that was the reason to really keep improving, right? So we did internal review first with the team and then with the founder club, and now we're releasing to the market with a lot of confidence as well.
Yeah, so just to elaborate on that, we have a group that we call the Carbonizers, the Carbonizer founders even, and there are about 250 people at the moment in terms of customers, and they have been great with us from day one, really supportive, and I can see a lot of their names popping up in the comments on the side, which is why I wanted to give them a little bit of a shout out. And yes, they started receiving their devices, and they're helping us test before we go to market. So yeah, really good. Right, sorry, I've got to go back to this because now I can't see the questions. 1 second. First, can you talk a little bit about the memory side of things and what the kind of dual SIM aspect?
So right now, Carbon One Mark II has 256 gigabyte, which was something that we upgraded over last year. Also, it supports dual SIM card, and you can have one nano SIM card plus an SD card, and you can extend up to like really huge memory there. So yeah, you can have big confidence about not running out of memory.
Thanks, Firas. And I'm sorry if you answered this one already for us, but what about the MediaTek rather than Qualcomm? What's the decision there?
For MediaTek, we got great support from them. As simple as that. We went to MediaTek first, and we tried Qualcomm as well. MediaTek were there to support us. The most important thing was not only about the chipset. It's not about like just put the chipset on a main board, but it's all about like integrating it and have a smooth performance. Right now, also from the founder club feedback, all of them, they're really impressed with the smoothness of the software. And even for us, we can run like multiple apps. Gaming, you can install any type of AAA mobile Android games, and it works just fine. And on the next version, we don't know yet what we will choose. It depends on what kind of support we get from partners as well.
Okay, great. Look, I think we're running a little over. I thought we were going to run today for 45 minutes. So we've run for 4 or 5 minutes over at the moment. But let me just see. Let me do 2 more questions to see what's come in. Sorry, one moment. There we go. So I'm just scanning.
Okay, we take 2 questions and we wrap it up, right?
Yeah, that's fine. From Gadget Gear, there's a question around the screen design and the kind of normal corners rather than what I expect means more that kind of curves that we see from the kind of the competition, the kind of mass competition. What is it about the form factor that made you decide on this kind of more less round design of the Carbon 1 Mark II?
We always wanted to be different in everything we do. As simple as that. And it doesn't come from the non-comfortability from the ergonomics of the product. Of course, we thought always about ergonomics and shape, and we built a lot of different shapes in order to reach there. Of course, this design also supports us with the monocoque design. I'm not sure if it's clear. Yeah, this is like, it supports the monocoque design. It's a bit geometrical, and it has something to do with the branding that we took as an approach as well. So this geometry, the ergonomics of the edges, everything around it is something we did in every single detail. We went through the whole thing, and we really mastered every single detail to get this roundness to be done right.
Great. And let's go to the final question then, which is from Ivan. What about media devices? What's available for media to test?
We got requests from the media, and also we shared with some of the media that we discussed with them last year. Some of them wrote about us last year, and we wanted to do a follow-up with them to get them the Carbon 1 Mark II. And now they have reviews, and I hope that they will have reviews soon, and we hope that it will be nice. So stay tuned, it will be out. Maybe, Jamie, you can elaborate on that.
Yeah, I just realized I asked you a question that really I should be answering.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just reading out loud. So my email, jamie@carbonmobile.com. Please, if you've got a media-related query, send it to me, and we'll talk with the PR agency as well, and we can organise devices accordingly. Yes, there are devices out there with media at the moment. We will have more and more over the coming months or so. So yeah, just get in touch. So I think that's a really good place to wrap it up for us. And thank you everyone who sent in the questions. I think it's been great, and I think despite a minor glitch in the presentation at the end for the Q&A from Martin and Catherine, we did actually get to a really good place with this Q&A as well. So thank you for that.
Yeah, well, I have one more thing to say. I would like really to thank everyone who's now on the live stream. I'm sure pretty much a lot of them are being from those who've been waiting for 3 years or more even. We've been 5 years in the making so far. We've been really tested our resilience as a company, as a team. I'm so proud of everybody that's working in this company. We did amazing efforts. It was a non-stop work, and there was a huge amount of moments where this project should stop. There was patience from everybody and belief from everybody, where there was a chance for somebody to leave ship, right, and just go. Everyone stayed and believed in this mission, especially last year. It was a big test. So I thank everybody who stayed, and I thank all the investors, all the customers, the carbonizers, everyone who supported Carbon so far. And we're really, really looking forward for what to come in this year and the next years to come. Thank you so much.